Hi, everybody. My name is Sheree, and I am the Youth Outreach Technician at the Monroe County Library System. And Marcia, in her Marcia way, has graciously invited me to do my favorite thing, which is talk to you about amazing books to share with kids. So a couple that I want to highlight first off, because I'm going to go very quickly. This is a pretty new book. It's called The World Needs More Purple People, and I'm going to try to put them out there so you can see them. Purple people, we come to find out, are the kind of people we all need more about. It says, hey kid, I got a secret. It's gonna knock your socks off. Can't wait to share it with you. Ta-da! Following is my guide, how to become a purple person, how to be a purple person. And what it says now, you may be asking yourself, why in the whole wide world do I want to be purple? Well, it's not about being the color purple. It's not about painting yourself. It's about the kind of person that you are. And purple people, and she goes through each step, ask questions. And each one of the things that she learns about in being purple, she goes through with another of her family members. And so in the end, we learn that the steps to being a purple person, and I won't read you the whole book, is you ask a lot of really great questions, you laugh a lot, you use your voice all the time when it's appropriate, but you speak for yourself. You are a really hard worker and you are totally you. This is a wonderful book that gives a message. And the message we've been using about purple people is we've had purple necklaces and crayons. When you see somebody being a purple person or showing purple behavior, you write them a star on by their name, or you hand over your necklace and you trade them around. So you can bring purple people into your classroom in a whole lot of really cool ways. And the book itself is by Kristen Bell. Some of you may know her or follow her online or see her on TV. She has two little ones, and the idea is to teach some wonderful ways to be self-confident and kind, but to do it in a really fun fashion that kids love. Same way with 7 Bad Cats. Now, 7 Bad Cats is a particular kind of book I want to mention. It's a Vox book. Vox books have these little microphone recorders in the front of them, because when you turn them on and activate them, they will read the book to the child. So whatever book you're reading, and it tells the kids when to turn the page. So if you need a break or you want them to be able to listen and follow along with words, and there's even a place for a headphone jack in here so they can do it quietly. You can search our catalog under Vox, V-O-X, or you can always ask Marcia for some of these. We hope to expand this collection. Right now we have some. So this is 7 Bad Cats. It comes in a regular book form. This is the Vox book form. And it says, today I put on my boots and my coat and 7 bad cats jumped into my boat. Has a beautiful rhyme scheme, amazing pictures, because you have to stop and look at what each one of these 7 cats are doing. There was 1 bad cat who ate from my traps, and 2 bad cats on my oars taking naps. 3 bad cats were teasing crabs from above, and 4 bad cats kept stealing my gloves. Now it goes through some terrible behavior by these cats, but then when she ends up in trouble, things take a turn for the better, and the cats actually not only help her, they all learn to work together in the end. So again, it's a great message, but it's subtle and it's funny and it's in rhyme scheme. It has beautiful pictures. I can't recommend this new book enough. Now going backwards a little bit, this is, if you ever want to bring a piano to the beach, don't. Trust me. When your mom says it's time to play at the beach, she doesn't want you to bring a piano to the beach, and you don't want to either. There's actually, these are by Elise Parsley. This also turns out to be a Vox book, so it could read to the kids, or you can rest your voice and share it with the group. This actually is one of a series. There are several. If you want to bring a dinosaur to school, don't. So it talks about the idea of doing something really ridiculous and how very wrong it can go. The kids think it's hilarious, all the trouble they get into. And, you know, eventually, this is not good for the piano, but you'll know just what to do. Bath time. Piano ends up in the water. And again, these always have the message at the end. If you have that idea, Just go home. Funny, wonderful pictures, and you can put one in every so often. I want to talk about an amazing brand new book. This is Magnificent Homespun Brown. You see that incredible cover? This is a celebration. It is poetry. And when I say poetry to kids, they usually groan. But then I say it's words that are meant to be heard. Words that when you read out loud, sing to you, speak to you, you hear them in a different way. And this is a poetry book, free verse in that sense. Deep secret brown, like the subtly churning river currents playfully beckoning me through my grandmother's kitchen window, winding steadily past banks of tall grass and wild rose bushes, carrying miles of life and endless possibility to their never-ending journey to the sea. Now, when you think about how vocabulary rich that one page was, and then the next page encapsulates it, deep secret brown, like my eyes. So there's the pattern of wonderful, incredible words that describe and sing and talk and make kids say, what is that? What does that mean? What does that have to do with? And then it sums it up in a way that directly relates to this little girl. The pictures, again, are fantastic. I could look at kids' picture books forever, but the words in this book are so rich and so beautiful. You will feel a calm come over your kids. You will feel honey descending everywhere, making it smooth and beautiful. So if you are looking for something amazing to give your kids a break, to let everybody rest, to read something beautiful together and talk about the amazing words in it, that's a book for you. While you may be seeing some kids virtually and some kids in your classroom, it's hard to do a lot of hands-on things. So I've been thinking a lot about STEM and science. And one of the greatest ways to bring concepts to kids outside of traditional curriculum is to have storybooks and picture books that give you amazing ways to encourage kids to explore for themselves. This is A Stone Sat Still. It is by Brendan Wenzel. I'll put it up closer so you can see the front. And Brendan Wenzel has done several amazing books, W-E-N-Z-E-L. Look him up because you will want all his books. It begins very quietly with a stone sat still with the water, grass, and dirt. And it was as it was, where it was in the world. And what happens to this stone is all different things. And the stone was bright because under the moonlight it glows. The stone was loud because when something got dropped on it, there was a lot of noise. And the stone was quiet because sometimes there's nothing around. So it gives sort of the opposite things and all the different things that this stone can do. Sometimes it seems very, very big because what's crossing it is tiny. And sometimes it is very, very small. Sometimes it's rough in comparison to other things. So it talks about not just opposites, but all the different things, different characteristics that one thing can have. And we had a lot of fun using this book before things shut down last year in classes where we would read the book and then give each kid a small stone and ask them to take it around and try it in different environments. Where is it big? Where is it small? Where is it bright? Where is it dark? Where is it rough? Where is it smooth? And it helps them create some of those observation skills that tell you what's going on in the world around you. My second favorite STEM book that I just came across is Search and Find a Number of Numbers. Now, kids may have had it with math, they may not be getting all the concepts, but what a fun book where it says, number one, our number fun has just begun, so let us start with number one. Can you find 10 things that only appear once in this picture? And it tells you what you're looking for. So it's that I Spy concept, yet at the same time is giving you great basic number skills. This is the number 2 page. And if you can see that, it's an arc with lots of pairs and they're asking you to look for all the pairs and find how many you can find. And it lists them. And then it asks, what else can you find 2 of in the picture? Mice, bears, billy goats, gruff, 3 page, and of course the pigs. So there's all kinds of amazing artwork that kids would look at forever anyways and talk about and see what they can see. But when you start looking for the numbers, it brings that extra element of really quality learning happening when you're doing something so fun. So this book, Search and Find a Number of Numbers by Alan Sanders. I'm so jealous of anybody who gets to read this book with kids because I think it could be really fun. I also want to mention, Marcia had suggested to me that older kids are getting tired of chapter books read along and they need a break to look at some picture books. But younger kids like nothing better than feeling like they're bigger. So this is Baby Monkey Private Eye, and as you can see, it looks like a chapter book. And when you pull it out, you'll say, oh, I don't know, we don't even, but when you see pages like, wait, and that's the only thing on the page. Who is Baby Monkey? So yes, it looks like a chapter book, but it reads very simply, and on some pages, there are only pictures. This is written by the amazing Brian Selznick. He did the Inventions of Hugo Cabret. If you've ever seen his work, he draws so beautifully. And the story is told both in words and in pictures. So who is Baby Monkey? Well, he is a baby. He is a monkey. He has a job. This is Baby Monkey, Private Detective. And the book goes on, there are different chapters, and the chapters each present a case. This is the case of the missing jewels, and we see Baby Monkey's office. Someone comes in and has a terrible problem. Baby Monkey can help. Baby Monkey gets ready, goes out, and eventually solves the case. I can't show you that because it'll give it all away. But the really cool thing about this Baby Monkey book, besides the fact that it looks like a chapter book, even though it's mostly pictures, and as soon as you get to the point where you say, and Baby Monkey has a job, they're all hooked. They can look really closely at these pictures, and every time you see Baby Monkey's office, luckily there's a key in the back, that's how I know this, there are interesting things happening. For instance, in the case of the missing jewels, there are things decorating Baby Monkey's office that tell you things about jewels and opera singers, who's the person who has the problem, and pictures are different in the office. And then for each case, the office changes each time and gives some clues as to what's happening. The other amazing thing about this book is it has a very surprise ending, and all the kids will be saying, what? What happened? What does that mean? Was that real? Did that really happen? Were they in there? And you have the chance to ask the kids, well, what do you think happened? What do you think that means? What do you think was going on in this book? Baby Monkey, Private Eye will win over every audience. And I want to talk lastly about Madeline Finn and the Library Dog. When I first started reading this book, a lot of my coworkers poo-pooed it because they said, well, it's not very fun and it's kind of slow. I have never had a book capture kids' attentions faster. Even in a class where kids are talking or not paying attention, when I begin the book, here's Madeline Finn sitting in her chair at home, and the first line is, I do not like to read. Not books, not magazines, not even the menu on the ice cream truck. Now that's some pretty severe not liking to read. And suddenly every kid in your classroom who doesn't like to read or who struggles with reading is all of a sudden tuned in because this is a book about them. And if kids like to read, they're stunned that that could be a thing. I especially do not like to read out loud. Keep trying, Madeline Finn, my teacher says. But sometimes I can't figure out the words. Sometimes the sentences get stuck in my mouth like peanut butter. And sometimes people laugh at me when I make a mistake. Now we see one of her classrooms over here making fun of her, saying to kids, is that the right way to treat your friends? Is that how you treat a classmate? Gets them talking about that. But this feeling of, I'm trying, but I just can't do it. More of our kids are struggling with that than we know. And having a chance to hear that in a book. I never get a star sticker from my teacher, not even a smiley face. So for all of us who think those graded different names and reading group types, they all know which is which. Instead, I get a heart that says, keep trying. I get a lot of keep trying stickers. I want the star. Stars are for good readers. Stars are for understanding words and for saying them out loud. But I know what else they're for. Stars are for making wishes. So I make a wish for my very own star. I guess wishes take a while because I don't get my star on Monday or Tuesday. Keep trying, my teacher tells me on Wednesday. And on Thursday, I say the frog's name wrong. It's Samuel. I try to get away with Sam, but it doesn't work. Friday is no better. So many times kids are struggling and we read them books that are supposed to encourage and excite them, but it feels like we're asking them to do something they can't. And I'm telling you, by this time, even in noisy classrooms, I have everybody. On Saturday, Mom takes me to the library. Best place in the world. Hello, Madeline Finn, Mrs. Dimple says. She's our librarian. I don't like to read, I remind her in case she forgot. Oh, I remember, she says, but today we have something special, something you might enjoy. Madeline Finn, would you like to read to a dog? And at this point, the kids, ooh and ah, because how cool would that be? And in the time long ago, we would talk about the library has a program called Pause to Read, where you can come in and read to a real dog. And let me just say, studies have shown that when kids read to dogs, it is an incredibly beneficial activity because there's no criticism, there's no hesitation, there's no look of sadness. There's just love and wonderment as the dog leans further and further in. Now, we can't do that at the library anymore, but think about how you could replicate that in your classroom. Kids who have dogs could read to them at home. There's some dogs that, therapy dogs that are available virtually, and you can read to them. Or you could bring in beloved stuffed animals and you read to them, and it's the same kind of experience. Because now you have someone who's not looking to give you a sticker, they just think you're the greatest. And sure enough, Madeline Finn starts to read to Bonnie, and that's a wonderful thing. And she loves to come back and read to Bonnie, and I won't read you the whole story here. I won't give away what's happening when suddenly Bonnie is not at the library. Don't worry, it's good. When you get to this point and Madeline Finn is supposed to read in the classroom again, but she's worried she can't because she hasn't seen Bonnie that week. But then when she starts to stumble in her reading out loud, she stops and thinks about Bonnie. She takes a deep breath and she pretends she's right next to her. And the next thing you know, Madeline Finn gets that star. And the first thing she wants to do is run to the library and show Bonnie. And luckily, Bonnie is back. Mrs. Dimple says, well done, Madeline Finn. I think Bonnie might have a surprise for you too. Now, I'm not going to tell you what the surprise is. You got to check out the book to get it, but it's wonderful. I usually stop then and ask all the kids what they think it might be. Oh, maybe Bonnie has a star for Madeline or Candy, or maybe she's going to go live with her, or they're going to have an overnight. It really engages the kids to guess what's going on. A few of them will get it, and it's a wonderful resolution. This book is by Lisa Papp. There is a new Madeline Finn adventure, Madeline Finn and the Shelter Dog, which takes Madeline's quest into the shelter and brings reading into that story as well. So for every kid that loves dogs and would love to love books, these are my favorites, Madeline Finn. I hope that you find something here that you like. Let Marcia know if she can request any of these. You can also go on our catalog directly and choose the books that you want. If you click on the author, it will show you everything else that that author has done if you want to explore an author challenge. Some of those authors are available online or for questions or for Skype visits, so you might want to consider that. So hopefully everybody will find something amazing to read. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.